Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Freedomly Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage. My name is Alex, and I will be your game master this evening. Tonight's episode is titled That's So Raven, and thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of superhero shenanigans. I'm going to catch my breath for a second because I ran up the stairs. Tonight we're playing Mutants and Masterminds by Green Ronin Publishing. It's the world's greatest superhero RPG, a D20 system that generates cinematic superhero action through the very simple mechanic of a D20 plus a modifier versus a difficulty check. It's very flexible. It's good for narrative games, but there's also some crunch in the character creation system so that you can bring your ideal superhero to life. Also has the best currency in all of gaming, the Hero Point. These points can be used to reroll a dice, edit a scene, and to modify or improve a character's powers for a quick burst of awesomeness. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role-playing, jokes they think are funny, jokes they think aren't funny, and suffering setbacks just like superheroes and other media. Also, here at the Untold Stories Project, we have one extra way for our plucky heroes to earn these points, and that's from you, the audience. For instance, Nate Ridgely, you just subscribed and scared the heck out of me. And as somebody who just subscribed, you have a hero point that you can give to the GM or player of your choice. If you follow, subscribe, or renew a subscription or donate bits to the stream, you get that extra hero point. So let me know in YouTube chat who you'd like to give it to, and Deuce will tell me, I hope.
More than likely. Or I'll just say it's for me and we'll pretend like, Nate, I love you, man. I don't
But yeah, so we've gathered some power level 6 heroes today. Say, it's the future I can see, heroes.
It's the future I can see.
See heroes.
I want to give everyone a little chance to tell us about themselves, the character they'll be playing tonight, and have them answer my question of the day, which is, have you ever had a weird situation where you predicted the future or experienced deja vu? And I'm going to start today with Kevin, because I feel like every day is a new memory for him.
Rude.
What does that mean?
Actually, it's more like Groundhog Day, where every day is the same over and over again. But anyway, I'm Kevin. I'll be playing Overdrive and Matthias this evening because we're doing our two-for trip to Barovia. Because, life isn't confusing enough. So, yes, one is a soldier of Greyhawk who just happens to be the reincarnated brother of the big bad villain in Barovia. No pressure. And Overdrive is an underappreciated speedster from the Freedom League Dark Universe.
Underappreciated.
I thought Deuce would make noises and not cat. But anyway.
I just thought it really loud.
Yeah,
he thought it so loud it came out of Cat's mouth.
Yes. That's a heck of a connection there. I don't know that I've ever predicted the future. I mean, other than the fact that some people are so terribly predictable, you kind of know how it's going to go. But I have experienced deja vu, and unfortunately, being the oldest person on the stream, I guess, that's a power I lost in my youth, and so I don't do that anymore. But it used to happen a lot in my 20s. I would have that weird Matrix scene where here comes that cat again. Like, what? This happened? I've dreamed this before, but it's gone now. So the fate of the world is in someone else's hands. I'm going to kick it over to Jonesy.
Hi, everybody. I am Jonesy, and tonight I'll be playing Mortis, our resident living dead guy, in Guardian of the Crossroads. And I am also currently playing a very uptight chicken by the name of Tristan, who was supposed to be a human, half-elf bard, but, we'll see how that goes. And as far as deja vu, not something. Well, I've had deja vu, but nothing super cool or recent. But there was a time in the 80s and 90s when I was doing a lot of writing, and I was like, oh, I had this great idea for this great, amazing DC comic event thing, and I write notes about it, and then 6 months later, DC would announce the same exact thing I was planning on running in a game, and it happened like for 4 of the major crossover events throughout the 90s, and so I was just like, just hire me already. But that's as close as I've come to predicting the future. So, and with that, I will kick it over to Gatorman.
Howdy, everybody. I'm the Deuce. I am the Easy Bake Oven to Kevin's lawn darts of dangerous childhood toys for the Untold Stories Project. I'm playing Gator Man. If you take a gator and a man, you shove them together, there you go. But right now he's Man Man because Barovia is weird. And yeah, things happen. So he's a shape-shifting man who sometimes shapeshifts as a gator man. Oh, man.
How is an
And
Easy
answer-
Bake Oven dangerous?
That light
Oh,
bulb
you're-
gets super freaking hot. What are you talking about?
The number of house fires
Obviously,
that
you
started
kids don't understand how dangerous life was back in the day.
light brights and
It was
Easy Bake Ovens
electricity and heat. Like, come on.
caused numerous house fires in the 80s and 90s.
Wow.
And the little tray that you cooked on was metal, and they gave you, no lie, a plastic shovel that you had to shove in there on a metal tray and pull out. And you know, you're a small child. You're smart enough not to go, oh, this is just freshly out of this death oven. I'm going to grab it.
I think that's the real reason that there's too many people on planet Earth today, because we've eliminated all the things that weeded out the weak from back in the day. And now the slow dumb bunnies are breeding, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Playgrounds were designed to thin the herd.
Yes.
Idiocracy was not a
Easy Bake
goal.
Ovens. Thin the herd.
Along with the old metal playgrounds with the 15-foot slides that would be 120 degrees in the summer sun.
On top
We
of
put that
concrete.
on a shirt.
Mhm.
We put that on a shirt. Thin the herd. Hashtag thin the herd.
And Kevin, lawn darts. Here's a metal spike that had a plastic fin on it that you're going to chuck at your friend to try and hit this hoop that's conveniently placed right at their feet. How could this go wrong?
I may have been setting them up as a weapon in for age. I'm just saying, but for no apparent reason.
They're legit.
I don't know how you
So
all
you sur-
survived your childhoods.
With scars and pride, that's how we survived.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, question of the day. Nope, never predicted anything. But, so my wife can't hear me, I'd like to think I've predicted many things, because the many amount of times I've had to tell her I told you so and then been promptly hit, I'd like to think I'm somewhat clairvoyant. So,
Ooh, I hope
Not
you don't
gonna
watch this on the playback. You're in
Yep.
trouble.
now there's proof out there, and, well, I guess divorce is a thing, and then 2024, so we'll see what happens.
She'll be casting couch.
Yeah. Should find my lawn darts and go, hey, remember that? Nope. So yeah, Calvin, go.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Calvin. And tonight I'm playing Bowman, the agile archer with the awesome array of arrows. Gosh, I've been trying to think of an answer to this question of the day. I don't know. I don't know if I've been particularly clever enough to think of something before it happens, and deja vu feels like a thing that you don't think of until it happens. So, yeah, I was trying to come up with a more specific answer, but I don't really, despite spending a lot of my time doing something that has, involves a lot of random chance. I don't know. I can't think of a specific time I predicted something and it's come to pass. Certainly, or I mean, there's probably something that I thought would happen, but already happened. I just didn't know about it. So I'm sure there's a vague moment like that in the past. And I guess with that non-answer, I'll pass it directly up to Kat, who seems to have calmed down now.
He said, undoing her calmness. Woo! Holy shit.
Okay. Hi.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, PvP.
I'm Kat. I'm playing Centuria. Oh my god.
We'll be right back. Technical difficulty.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I'm just gonna skip to the question of the day, which is sometimes I'll have dreams that make no sense because they are not they're not under the current circumstances that I'm living in, but then like years later, I'll have something happen and I'm like 90% sure I dreamed this. Which is really, really uncanny, and I sort of hate it, and I wish it would stop. So, yeah.
That phenomena is why I wanted to ask this question, because that happens to me too.
Yeah, it's horrible, and I don't like it.
Except every
But-
time I remember that I dreamt this, in the dream right after I remembered, I died in the dream.
Okay, that doesn't happen to me. I stay fully alive.
Must be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it to Andy after that dark announcement from Alex.
Really? Hi, everyone. I'm Andy. I'm here for our superhero shenanigans on Wednesday. You can also find me over on our website when I manage to get a blog post out, which hasn't happened for a while, so I'm due. And over on YouTube, there are some videos in the Storyforge series that I did a while back about character creation in different systems. So if you're interested in any of that, go take a look. See. Tonight I have two characters, much like Jonesy and Kevin. I have Resonant, our resident gem mage, and I have Tyrion Vale, the cleric of Istis, who is very, very, very untrustworthy of new people, even these random strangers who have seemingly made life a heck of a lot easier here in Barovia. But as to the question of the day, deja vu, absolutely. I've had multiple experiences where it's like, yep, I'm pretty sure I've had this happen to me before, or I'm pretty sure this is something I've dreamt or gone through in some way, shape, or form. Can never understand why. It's still happening. But predicting the future, yeah, other than like being able to know people well enough to say, yep, this is going to end badly when you do this, or this is going to happen because this person is going to do this. Not so much. Although I am fairly good at predicting people getting answers either right or wrong on game shows when watching them. So, Alex, finish us off.
Yeah, what Kat said, except worse. Yeah.
Alex and Cat, living proof of dream boards.
So far, I've avoided all of the deaths I have dreamt, though. So maybe it's like a quantum immortality thing, and I'm
Let's
actually.
hope it goes away with old age, like Kevin's.
Yeah. I mean, eventually one of them will be right?
Maybe when I'm twice my age, it'll stop.
Is that, or is that
Maybe-
not younger
Maybe
than
you
Kevin
get
is
old
now?
sooner than you think, and then it will be.
Technically, Kevin is a little bit younger than twice my age.
Oh,
I guess 30 is the new 50, so prepare yourself.
You know, I feel 50 sometimes.
Oh, all right. With that existential angst weighing on our souls, I think it's probably we're ready to go to Barovia. So, can everybody please remind me who has luck points and how many?
I
All
believe
of us have
that's
7, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
fine.
Nothing on this end, Alex.
I don't have any.
Matthias has 3.
I feel like Matthias is the only one with luck.
Yeah, I think that is the case.
Bowen
My
didn't have
answer
enough for a
is
point.
the form of an animal. I have a goose egg.
Ooh.
Ha ha. Stay on theme.
So, without further ado, last time on Freedom League Dark and the Multiverse of the Master Mage, our heroes found themselves making their way into the ruins of the village of Berez, in the deep swamps to the southwest of Barovia. Once they arrived there, they found a circle of standing stones, in the center of which was a young woman who was definitely not a crow, waving a lantern and trying to warn them about going into the swamp because it was super dangerous. Muriel was her name, and she let the heroes know that this was the lair of some sort of terrible hag by the name of Baba Lysaga, who they knew more recently as the night hag Morgantha, one of the 3 hags that Matthias, Tristan, and Tyrion all dispatched many years ago on a completely different YouTube channel. Go check that out. They investigated the village. They found that it was full of these weird scarecrows who were sort of in still life poses, sort of nestled around almost like a straw version of a Gorgon's menagerie, until they got to a goat pen, in the center of which were a bunch of goats who were acting really suspicious. All of them standing in a circle and saying clearly "ba," even though most of our party could talk to animals. They spoke with these goats, who let them know that they were the former mayor and clergymen of this village many hundreds of years ago, before Strahd diverted the river and drowned the village in response to them executing the mayor's daughter prior to her being married to Strahd. He told them that the hag is responsible for their current state as a goat, and that she has been feeding on them over the last few centuries, slowly one at a time, to maintain her own unnatural existence. They pointed them in. The goats pointed our heroes in the direction of a shrine to Marina, his daughter, who looked a lot like Irina Kolyana back at the Wizards of Wine's winery. And they got into a pretty interesting fight against a hag in a giant skull, a giant hut that had chicken legs, and a bunch of scarecrows who came to life and started attacking everybody. Our heroes banded together, managed to avoid the dangers of the swamp, and thanks to a little bit of judicial application of elephant feet to the hag's head, we have defeated the hag. And that is where we will pick up with our heroes this evening, over the freshly vanquished Baba Lysaga. Over to you guys.
Tyrion will turn and look at trees. Tyrion will turn to look at Tristan to see if he's still a chicken.
He is still a chicken.
Well, unconscious, she's not going to fix that.
Is she unconscious?
I thought that was what Deuce
Yeah, I
did.
thought we made the decision not to kill her just in case we needed her to fix Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
We slightly stepped on her. We didn't all the way step on her.
You lightly elephant stomped her. Okay. Got it.
We toggled off.
We
Sometimes a
toggled
good
non-lethal
maiming's on
attacks,
me.
but it's still a melee attack, so it's fine. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Baldur's Gate 5, for giving me that to deal with for the rest of my GMing career.
Baldur's Gate 5.
Baldur's Gate 3, whatever.
Just skipped way into the future.
Remember the predicting the future thing?
Deja vu.
Baldur's Gate 5, new feature. Wild-shaped elephant.
If you count Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, it's Baldur's Gate 5. Anyway. There's an unconscious hag. There was a swarm of screaming ravens who were flying around causing trouble. The flock of ravens will sort of assemble all together over here on one of the branches of this tree, and they will all look down at you all.
Well, what do we do with her? I mean, we wake her up, she's just gonna fight us. I don't have enough rope. I don't have any way
Matthias
of
would just
dealing.
sort of glare around the circle. I would hope that some of you who are knowledgeable in arcane things would have had a plan other than what do we do now. This is beyond my purview.
Kill her more!
Okay, Iago.
Did the ravens just talk?
Yes, quoth the raven, kill her more.
Mock, 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 mock.
Really? That's what you want to do?
Huh?
Well, be my guest.
Want to be a little less elephanty and a little more man-manny.
Let the chicken kill her.
He just looks at you. If a chicken could glare, he would be glaring at you.
No eyelids to. No brow to furrow.
Manchuria lands, and she's trying to get her wings to go back into her back, but she can't really figure out how to do that yet. So she is just like, well, should we get out of this field?
It's probably safer at the standing stones.
Yeah.
And
Can
remember,
we carry her there? Is she allowed?
like you're gonna poop, but don't actually poop.
Also,
Well,
I
do
forgot I forgot to mention in the recap, our heroes did find Strahd's journal nestled inside the statue.
Right. Well-
Can we at least restrain her for now?
Yeah, I've got enough rope in my bag. We can do that, but that doesn't deal with her magic. Alex, can I have Resonant make a expertise magic check on Baba Lysaga to see if she's enchanted in any way other than, I mean, I know she's innately magical, but if she has any other
Than
enchantments.
being
or-
a bitch.
Yes.
Damn.
And she called you a bitch. Yeah, go ahead and make me an expertise magic check.
Doki. And that is a 19.
With the 19, you could tell that Baba Lysaga, in addition to being a magical creature, does have several charms and weird little sort of bags of spell components and things nestled in and amongst her belongings, including a necklace wrapped around her neck that looks like it has a number of little glass vials with gold dust inside them that sort of clink together as you're like examining her.
Okay.
Goldschlager.
I will.
She's ready to party.
I will point. Resident will point out all the magical items, and say, "Well, we can at least relieve her of those. That'll make her a little less potent, but innate magic, I can't do anything about."
Sabriel just kind of shrug and take off the necklace and the bags and hold them out to Resonant.
There's also an
Used to
incredibly
play
powerful
D&D in middle school.
magical.
Does she have to tie her hands up? Will that stop her from casting?
There's
Not
also a
necessarily.
very powerful magical signature coming from the hut.
Right.
It's set
Uh-huh.
back down when she got knocked unconscious there, right?
It did.
It still has an impervious 10 force field around it, so.
Curses.
So do we wake her up and, well, take her back to the Standing Stones, wake her up and talk to her?
Sorry, impervious 5 to force field around it. Well, probably. I mean, unless we really trust what the Ravens are saying about having to kill her, which kind of seems part of the course here.
They are all watching the group of you with concentrated intensity.
Look from Resident to the crew that's been here long.
Well, killing things dead is usually what we have to do to survive.
Just don't want to trap her chicken friend into chicken form for the rest of his life.
Even if that means your friend stays a chicken forever?
I mean, he'll be my friend no matter what form he takes. I've learned a lot about that in recent days. But, you know, if he wants to go back, I'd rather help him.
I don't know enough about if it's a curse or if it's just a transmutation. I don't know what the power behind it is other than we know Tristan or Tyrion points to the hag that it came from her and her sisters. Well, her specifically. Whatever magic the hags used, be it a curse or a transmutation spell, knocking her unconscious didn't do anything. Killing her might be the only way to do it because she's not going to be happy when we
But
wake
if you're
her up.
wrong, then we're stuck. So shouldn't we figure that out before you do anything?
I'm
drastic?
not telling you that we need to kill her right now. I'm just telling you, we wake her up, she's not going to be happy. She's not going to want to bargain. She's more than likely going to try to kill us again.
What about the
But-
other people in town who were already transformed? I mean, they've been in those forms longer. Maybe they learned something over time.
You want to talk to the goats again? That's fine.
I mean, our hut is sitting down if you want to look in there while she's sleeping.
Yeah, I guess.
Tyrion's word said it's fine. His tone did not say it's fine.
I mean, I can go look if you want, but I don't know what I'm looking for.
Tristan or Tyrion will head. Sorry, I keep confusing names here. Too many T's. Tyrion will go into the hut looking for any spell books or tomes or items of power that may be in the hut.
Cool. Give me an investigation check, and I'll give you a +2 bonus for having sort of mystical senses.
Okay. Investigation +2, you said?
Mhm.
All right, so we'll add 2 to this. That's a 28.
Awesome. Tyrion, as you head into the hut, it is the inside of this building strikes you as more of a living creature than it does like a hollowed out tree. You could see there's sort of this almost like membrane-esque material that forms the floor and the walls, almost like you're inside a blood vessel. Moving around, you see there's sort of a recessed area in the center of this where there's a massive cauldron under which bubbles a blue flame. There are racks and racks of small dolls made of grasses, little bags that contain various disgusting reagents, a number of potions and vials of other liquids. There are several books, and there is a rack of meat pies on the corner. It looks like there is a small staircase is the wrong word. It's more like the inside of the hut has formed almost these like tooth-like cysts that lead up to an upper level, where you can see there is a bed that's been put in there, and there's a footlocker at the top, or a chest at the top.
The straw dolls, are they enchanted?
They are.
Does any of them look like Tristan?
Give me a perception check.
That's a natural 1.
Looking at them, you don't see one that immediately jumps out as looking like Tristan. Yeah, the clothing doesn't look right. A lot of the items that are mixed with these dolls seem to be not from the same place that Tristan comes from.
Okay. Tyrion will grab those and bring them out of the hut, kind of put them down, say, well, these are unsettling.
Weirdly, one of them does kind of look like Centuria.
Do
These
any of
these
the
are
others?
all, these are all magicked, so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do we do about it? I can try to get rid of it. I don't know what it'll do. Maybe these are the villagers.
Matthias and Tristan, will you make a perception check also when Tyrion lays out the dolls?
Perception.
And Tyrion, are you laying them out in the order that you grabbed them from the shelf?
Yes.
Okay. Importantly, Centuria's was the one all the way on the right.
Okay.
17.
17.
26.
Tristan, you notice that the one next to Centuria looks a lot like your friend Rowan.
Fuck.
Language.
Say.
Rowan.
Did I just understand that chicken?
Did you just say
For a
Rowan?
while, you get used to it, yeah.
I think we've
Good
been
job,
too
buddy.
long.
You've been practicing.
Okay. Well, I really hope these aren't voodoo dolls, but just in case they are, Alex, dispel magic.
Okay.
Nullify power level 6, so d20 plus 6.
Yes. Yep. Then I'll roll an opposed check for the magic that created it. I'll get a 12.
I got a rock.
9. I will spend Tyrion's hero point to reroll that. 'Cause this is important. There, 24.
Oh, much better. Yeah, so you're able to... What does it look like as you dispel the magic on these items?
A divine glow kind of settles in over each of the items. A dark magic kind of forces back until the light shatters it, and then these tiny wisps of black magic echo up off of them and then dissipate.
As that happens, Centuria, for the first time since you've been in Barovia, the sort of weird, unsettling feeling of being watched has dissipated from you.
Thank you.
What did I do?
I don't know, I've just had this really creepy feeling since we've got here. Really unsettling, like I'm being watched, and whatever you just did took that away.
Huh. Okay. You're welcome.
Ugh. Can you
So,
burn the doll?
so if she used them to watch you, does that mean you can use them to see where their other friend is, Rowan?
Well, I just undid the magic, so no.
Oh. Didn't know you got them all.
Will the Earth Prime characters make a perception check for me as well, as you're sort of examining these dolls?
Crit.
That makes sense.
That's on brand.
It's on brand. It's on point.
I'll click.
Huh.
To my barbarian, I see.
A lot.
A lot, apparently. I'm very smartly barbarian.
23 for Mortis.
Hold the phone. I had the wrong speedster up. Isn't that PL13 perception, among other things?
Among other things.
Okay.
Peter is
Among
chugging
other
along.
things.
Everybody be patient.
Perception, not deception. Come on.
The computer still thinks it's the 90s.
That was his brain.
Wow.
Dang.
Good job, Dave.
Wow, Bowman is the least perceptive of everyone. That feels wrong.
Bowman's distracted.
It is a weird feeling.
He's checking out someone else's bow.
Man, I'm always
Yeah.
happy to waste a 19 on a perception check that everyone's making.
Me too, man. Me too.
I love that for
I do
everybody.
Did
I
we
do
all
recall
roll
Matthias,
19?
No. I rolled a 20.
But weirdly, Kevin, Jonesy, and Kat all rolled a 19 on the dice.
19.
It's all about that freedom make dark earth.
Today's magic number. All of you recognize the doll on the other side of Rowan as Adrian Eldritch.
Oh.
No, great.
We
There
burned
is
that
one
one.
here.
Mock, mock. Peck, peck. Mock, mock. Peck, peck.
Hell, that's my tushy.
That's my tushy.
Gatorman, are you Adrian Eldritch? What a twist.
That's where he's been hiding, in this gator suitcase. Oh.
Wow, he's always one step ahead of us.
It would be very Daedalus to hire the person that he's trying to track themselves.
Don't give away the plot twist for the end of the season.
It was Skater Man all along.
Thanks, Daedalus.
Well, we'd expect it to be Andy, of course, if we were going to do our seeing the
No.
Wow.
Too
One
soon.
time.
One time?
One?
One time? One?
Yes, one.
Hmm.
I think Andy's only betrayed the group once, at my behest.
Mm-hmm.
at my best.
It was
The rest
Alex's
times are just
fault.
for
It's ages ago.
It was ages ago.
This is
That
your
was on a
GM
diff-
advice for the day. Every GM that's out there, don't have a player betray the rest of the party because they'll never forgive them.
Unless they're leaving the group, and then they can do it.
That's fine.
It'll
Does
give
it
something to talk about for years.
It doesn't seem like there's any consequences for the GM in that situation.
Well, as a GM, I'm okay with that. But anyway,
All right,
I had a
so
player.
you have the dolls. There's other stuff in the hut. There's the big cauldron. You didn't find the source of that massive magical signature that Resonant was talking about, however.
Hmm. Nope. Guys, we got to make a decision as to what we're going to do. We're taking her back to the Standing Stones. We're going to wake her up. Whatever we're going to do, somebody's got to make the decision.
Well, I mean, now that we've learned that she seems to know Eldritch as well, it might be better to have a conversation with her, even if she won't undo whatever magic she's done.
Okay.
throw her over my shoulder.
All right, you guys make your way back to the Standing Stones. You see all of the goats are lined up at the side of the fence with all their hooves up, looking over to see who comes up over the side of the hill. When they see it's you guys, they all sort of look at each other and they all let out a hooray.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Carry over to the Standing Stones, sit her down, borrow some rope from someone, and tie her to one of them.
Awesome. Muriel, when she sees you approaching with the hag over your shoulder, she's like, "Oh, you did it! You're alive."
Yeah.
Did you find the other? Did you find the crows over there?
Yeah, they're flapping around somewhere. Thanks for the warning. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Should we be worried about the crows?
No. They're trustworthy birds.
They can talk. I mean, I guess it's more common here, but sure.
Make an insight check.
I mean, okay. Oh no, I forgot I'm not a people person.
I'm happy with 17.
She looks really indignant about you saying that crows can't talk.
My innocent look of confusion will see me through this. That's okay. All right. If there's anything else, I'll wake her up for you guys.
I don't have anything else.
Bowman will just have an arrow already.
Muriel is backing up to the other end of the Standing Stones and hiding behind one of them. And you see the rest of the ravens come and they roost on the stone that she's hiding behind. And they're all
Okay.
watching with bated breath.
Well, slap around a little bit. Hey, wake up. Wake up.
Just sort of very
Yeah, I did that for you,
dizzily
buddy.
stir. Oh, this is an interesting development. Why am I still alive?
So you can help us out.
Help you out with what exactly, dearie?
Several things. First, we need you to turn the animals back into the regular people.
All of the animals.
Go on.
Second, go over to Resin and get one of the dolls. Show him the one that looks like Eldritch, or show Baba Lasagna the one that looks like Eldritch. What do you know about this
Lasagna.
person?
Baba Lasagna. Oh, him. Yes, I know a lot about him and his journeys through our fair land here.
I love a good story, so we'll go with that too. That sounds great.
What do I get in exchange?
It depends on
You
how
get
good of a
to
job
live.
you do. That one helps. Yeah.
I get to live.
Well, until Strahd decides that you're not worth hanging around anymore because, you messed with his playthings.
Well, at least you know the reason that you get to live isn't exactly an enticing offer.
He might be merciful.
Fuck.
And in the grand scheme of things, we're being much nicer to you than you thought. And most everyone else here just wants to kill you, so that should count for something. So let's start there.
Yes, the new traveling companions of the psychopathic murderers who killed my sisters.
Fuck.
You were trying to
In
kill
fairness,
us.
your sisters were trying to. Oh,
It was all said in tandem. All three of us were like, you tried to kill us first.
I get it. There's a lot of bad blood here, but look, you gotta stop the cycle of killing somewhere, and you're going to be that first step. So consider it a good thing.
Well, for your first request, I can change all of them back, or I can change none of them back.
So let me guess, you have some very bad people change into animals that you're keeping somewhere that'll also be changed back, and you're letting us know without telling us exactly.
No, nothing like that. Although that would be
Oh,
an
cool. Well, then,
interesting
yeah, just do
idea.
it.
But anyone who changes back will experience all of the time that they've missed while they've been in their immortal animal form. Might not be a problem for your friend the chicken, but anybody else who gets changed back, well, let's just say several hundred years all at once is really bad on the back.
Chicken best friend, you're immortal. Well, I think it might be time to give him that little bit of peace of mind and rest, huh?
Or most
Probably
of them
let
would
them-
rather be dead than be a goat.
Yeah, but we should probably let them know that that's what's going to happen. That there's really no chance of them going back to who they were beforehand.
I can go talk to the goats if you want.
I can do it. You stay here.
Okay.
Resident will head off to speak with the villagers.
What
And
about,
you want to
our
know
other guy?
about the Mad Mage. Well, he traveled here 5 or 6 years ago now, and challenged the master of this dark place. But the dark powers who rule over Barovia saw fit to shatter his mind and leave him wandering around in the mountains northwest of Castle Ravenloft. I don't recognize the magic that he uses, but he is a very powerful wizard. Conceivably, somebody who could assist you if you were open to depose of the great ruler of this land.
To be fair, primarily we want to stop the Mad Mage because he's trying to destroy this land and all the rest of them. So, in a way, we're trying to save your world too.
I find that hard to believe.
Why?
Nothing good has ever come to this land. Not in all of the eons that it has been here. This is a place that
maybe.
attracts suffering and hatred and all of the worst things that the multiverse has to offer. Superhero or no superhero.
Superhero.
Criminal or no criminal. And she looks at Xavier.
It might,
Superhero.
but nobody's one thing. We're all different shades of gray, and sometimes you fight, do good, sometimes you do bad, hoping to do good. Sometimes you're just a bad person. Today, you got the good part.
Apologies, Mr. Vale. Superhero is a concept you don't have in the world you hail from. They're called adventurers where you hail from.
Nothing super about a bunch of people wandering around the countryside doing things for coin.
Your companions here don't do it for the money. For the most
Just
part.
means they have just means they have someone powerful enough backing them that they don't need it.
She looks over at the Earth Prime people.
Specifically at Bowman.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's not he's not going to argue that point.
Arrows cost money. I don't know. What does she want me to say?
So, what's your plan? I mean, after this,
My plan?
if you don't get killed, and you know the lord of this place is not going to be happy with you, so I'm going to assume you're not going to go back there. Maybe you will and try to make amends with him. I don't know. What's your plan?
My plan is to do the same thing I do every time that Strahd gets upset. Lay low until he goes back to his obsession and ultimately forgets what I'm up to. Or perhaps this time I'll help him find the girl he's looking for. Bring her to him as a tribute and an apology. Although I think he's more interested in cock these days. And she looks over at the rooster.
Fuck.
Language. Alright. Well, give my friend a second to come back after talking to the villagers.
Resident, you head over to the pen, and you see all of the goats are still hooves up on the post. Looks like they're straining to see what's going on over the standing stones on the other side of the river.
Right. So Resident will walk up. So, good news, bad news situation upcoming.
We'll take the bad
The hat-
news first.
If the
Damn.
hag undoes the forms you're in, you will all experience every moment of time that has passed since she turned you into the form you are now.
But it's been 600 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to really know. We quit counting. Hard to make tally marks, and they can't hold up their hooves. They're goats.
Right. Just that means you'll most likely be dead. I don't think. I don't know if any of you have lifespans that would be longer than that.
No, none of us are desk elves. We're all human for the most part. I think some of us may have been halflings at one point, but they all sort of look at each other. And Resin, even without an insight check, you get a sense that this is the heavy question that you have posed without asking has hit sort of a central point between the gathered goats, and some of them seem like that's not so bad. Some of them seem like they missed out on their whole lives and they would like a chance to experience a life outside of this pen.
You did ask for the bad news first. I'm sorry.
What's the good news?
Good news is the hag is defeated and is willing to offer us help. But the help that we came for, either way, it seems like it's going to hurt you.
That's not good news for us at all. They all sort of look at each other. Is there a chance that our doing this will lead to the destruction of Strahd?
Yes, if that's the only way for us to get out of here, we're going to do everything we can to do so. There's a lot more at stake. This world isn't the only one that's in danger.
Resident, will you make a persuasion check for me?
Sure.
You're good at those.
Yeah, somewhat. 23.
With the 23, they definitely hear what you're saying. There is sort of a recognition that you see in their little goat faces that this is about more than just them. They all sort of look at each other, and the mayor will step forward and he'll say, well, if that's what it takes, could you let us out of the pen for a minute? We'd like to wander around the village just one last time before whatever happens.
Sure. Come find me when you're ready. She'll undo the thing was trapped, right? If I remember right, the pen was trapped.
It was just locked.
Or no, it was alarmed.
Yeah, it was alarmed.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no,
They had skulls on the posts that would yell if you messed with the goats.
Right. So don't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, she'll unlock the pen and let them out.
And
And
they'll
then
all
she'll head back to the group.
spread out. The mayor, you see, he makes his way up over the hill and down to where Marina's monument is.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them sort of fan out throughout the village, a lot of them visiting their old homes, taking time to lean on one another and just exchange stories and sad looks and sort of wait for the inevitable.
Resident will motion to Gatorman and say, just a couple minutes. They asked for some time.
You got a lead on Eldritch.
That's good.
It's a start.
It was Adrian, right? The one we're actually after, and not just another version of him?
She said he came here 5 to 6 years ago.
And has kind of been here, so it's probably another one.
Well, maybe he knows something about what's going on. Maybe he was part of this when Adrian was imprisoned.
I mean, sure they all do, but all right. It's okay. I'll let you out just so you're a little more comfortable. Okay. Looking back to Baba Lasagna.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
I mean, got to show a little bit of trust and give a little, right? Got to untie it and offer a hand to help her up.
She will give your hand a skeptical look, but she will accept it as she stands up.
Help her up.
Fuck.
You still sore about that?
Fuck.
Chicken tirade.
You'll have your thumbs again soon, don't worry. You notice the ravens have flown off at this point.
Is our one still here, or is she?
You see
Mysteriously
there,
absent.
her lantern is on the ground behind the standing stones, but she is mysteriously absent.
Listen, after a couple moments, I guess they're okay.
I guess
If you'd be so kind.
once the mayor's back, yeah.
Looking out, Resonant, you do see the mayor comes back to the top of the hill where the statue was. And he looks mournfully out over the ruins of the village and gives you a nod from the other side.
Okay. I nod back, mouth a thank you, and turn to Gatorman. Looks
Yeah,
like it's
think
time,
we're ready.
Xavier.
If I'm gonna change them all.
And Baba Lasagna will stand up. She'll raise her hands and she will mutter an incantation in some ancient hag language. Resonant speaks all languages.
Ah, God, I hate when I hear that one.
It's a sort of a general. I release the energy that I have poured into this spell statement. And as she does that, there is this sort of sickly green mist that permeates out of her body and fills the immediate area. Tristan, the smoke coils around you, seeps down into your body, and you feel your little chicken bones starting to knit and reset as your form sort of bubbles and oozes back into. What does Tristan look like?
Tristan is a rather lean but muscular, very much a gymnast type build. Gentleman in his appears to be in his mid-20s. I say appears because he's got sharp, pointy ears that kind of betray that he's not human completely. He's got a close-cropped, rust red beard and hair, and a mischievous twinkle in his eye.
God bless it, Tristan. Put some damn clothes on. Throws you a blanket.
Centuria is blushing because that is a very attractive human being.
You're half right.
The important parts.
Give no longer chicken best friend a thumbs up. Walk over to Resonant and cover things.
Looking up at the top of the hill, I'm assuming she sees dust blowing on the breeze.
Yeah, you can see for a brief moment as the smoke billows away from the clearing that you're in immediately. It looks like it's spreading out throughout all of Barovia. And as it washes over the goats, they do sort of begin changing back into humans, clinging to each other as the time begins to weigh on their bodies as they desiccate and wither into dust and dissipate.
Resident has tears in her eyes. Yeah, it's done, it looks like.
Figured she'd keep her word. I'm just gonna give her things back.
Okay.
Thanks. Walk back to Baba Lasagna, hold out the necklace, the bags, the little things we confiscated from her. Here you go. Make sure you get those back.
She'll, again, giving you sort of like just a confused, suspicious glare. She'll take everything. Well, if that concludes our business, I will get underway, avoiding trouble from Strahd.
Yeah. Look, you may not believe it, but she did something good. You may have actually got rid of a few enemies without having to kill somebody. There's still a little bit of good left of this place. Just don't give in to the bad side of it.
Tristan will walk over to Gatorman cup under the chin. Goes, it's a good thing you're cute, and plant a kiss on him.
Wonderful.
Everyone needs a second chance.
Resident turns away, a little bit of a blush on her cheeks, and looks over. And she turns. She ends up glancing at Centuria.
Centuria just is sort of chuckling with her mouth covered, like, holy shit.
I'm going to give everybody a hero point. I'm going to give Deuce an extra hero point for
The smooch.
just for being a big damn hero.
Nah, I'll never use it. It's not. I don't need it. But give no longer chicken best friend, wrap an arm around, big hug. See, I told you. Now we got to deal with a crazy mage and whatever the heck rules this place. See, progress.
Thank you. I do appreciate it, all of you.
The rest of your gear's back at the winery, so
He starts stretching his arm out. Ah.
Everything tastes a little bit like chicken, Tristan.
You know, the weird part is you're still strutting around even though you're human again, but whatever, you do you.
That didn't change.
Strut.
So I guess back to the winery we go to get Tristan's things.
On the walk back, Tristan will, or on the travel back, Tristan will make a point of going over. I don't think we've been properly introduced. My name is Tristan, my lady, and we'll take Centuria's hand and do the kiss on the top of the hand.
Centuria.
Pleasure to meet all of you. But yes, I do appreciate like I said, I do appreciate the aid.
Centuria is like, I have not experienced positive attention like this. My husband doesn't even treat me like this.
Meanwhile, back at Freedom.
DoorDash.
Back at Freedom Hall, Davey is sitting on the couch eating a bag of potato chips, and just a bad presence goes over his back. I felt a disturbance in the force.
But she will smile at him and then draw her hand back. Because she is a married woman.
Does have expertise in romance fiction.
Yes, she can fantasize.
He's like,
Tristan looks like he would have walked right out of one of your books, by the way.
Yeah, she's struggling. It's fine.
He's really well spoken for a chicken, or former chicken. Yeah.
A
So-
chicken who was a former man. Mm-hmm.
So where is this world like that you come from? And they just start chit-chatting. And he's just trying to like get you to talk about where you're from and stuff.
Centuria will share, but she's not the most forthcoming with information because she doesn't actually trust you. So she tells you the very bare basics. In case you infiltrate her world later and chicken all over it.
Can't let him cock it up.
Yeah.
Carriages that don't need horses?
Yeah, they're like, I think they're engines and they make loud, like, vroomy noises. Honestly, there's still a lot that I'm catching up on because I'm sort of new to my world too. My original world was similar, but not the same.
My home world is similar to this, but a lot less gloomy. And way better alcohol.
I think that's a pretty low bar. Like the gloomy part. I haven't had the alcohol.
the mists sort of swirl around you all indignantly.
So, do we make it back to the winery?
Yeah, there you make it back to the winery, no problem. I assume using the flight spell that Resident knows. Yep.
Yep.
You manage to avoid any trouble, and you make it there as the crow flies. Weirdly, as that flock of ravens comes to land at the winery as well. And as they all land, they all shift back into humanoid figures, mostly human, sort of interspersed with some elves, some dwarves. All of them wearing these long black capes made of black feathers.
Is Muriel with them?
Muriel is with them.
Hey, you guys are like me.
Muriel looks over her shoulder and she turns back into a raven immediately.
Murder.
I mean, you can be animals. It's great.
How did you get here so fast?
I can gift everyone the power of flight.
The master mage over here. And Tristan will point towards Resident.
Intriguing. Well, if you know to come here, then you must be guests of my father's. And he sort of looks past the Earth Prime people over at Tyrion, Matthias, and Tristan.
Yeah. Your father was letting us regroup in this location.
You are the ones who stopped the druids on Yester Hill. Yeah. Sorry, I've been away from home for a considerable amount of time now. But we hear things. Dmitri Martikov, and he'll sort of come over and stick out a hand.
Introductions around for the Earth Prime people, probably.
Yeah. And there's a neat trick that you can fly just whenever you want. We had to become were-ravens to do that. My family didn't. My family is were-ravens. I didn't have to become one, but several of my associates here were gifted the blessing of lycanthropy. Please come in and have a drink.
As they're walking in, Centuria leans over to Tristan and she's like, do any of the animals here start out as animals? Or are they all people at first?
This is unusual. Just yeah.
Okay.
But magics that allow one to shift in one's shape are not that uncommon.
Got it.
Not an expertise I have, but
Right. But like him, and she'll point to Gatorman.
I guess so. He's not like any other druid I've ever met before, but yes.
Okay.
Back in my homeland, there is an order of several orders of druids who worship the old ones, the ancient gods of the earth and sky, and they are more in tune of natural ways, similar to my elven brethren, and they can assume animal form.
But you guys have like squirrels.
Yes.
Okay.
Muriel will flit down. I was a raven first.
You know, that's pretty cool. That's not very surprising, but that is pretty cool.
What do you mean it's not very surprising? I make a very convincing human.
Yes, you do.
She sort of bobs her head back and forth excitedly.
Centuria looks over at Resident like, oh shit, I almost offended this bird woman.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you for freeing my friends. I don't know how you got past the scarecrows. Those are the scariest things I've ever seen.
Just gonna not touch that one.
Tristan leans over to his Greyhawk companions. Should probably not tell her about Sararak then, huh? All right, it was.
But yeah, they'll bring you into the Wizards of Wines, and Dimitri will go and gather up a cache of the good stuff. And as he is gathering up everything, they're beginning to prepare a meal, and Irina will come down to re-greet her companions, Tristan, Tyrion, and Matthias. And go ahead. She seems excited, surprised to see that you're a person again, Tristan.
Our new allies and friends were of their word, and they helped me, well, resume my natural state.
So perhaps you are not a servant of Strahd after all. She looks at the rest of you.
Are we worthy of you now?
The barbarian of the sun god? No, could never have been.
You are able to be trusted, a little. Worthiness isn't something we deal with in Barovia.
It's a first step on a long road, but glad you took it.
Now, why should we trust you?
Because I'm the one who's going to kill Strahd.
And there, I thought we were building bridges.
Tristan's taking first club his gear.
And Irina's gonna get closer to Matthias when as she's sort of defending herself to Centurio, I'm the one who Strahd is after. I'm the one who's going to stop him.
Take a number, honey.
We've all got a bone to pick with him. Not that kind of bone, Tristan.
Is Matthias
Could be
getting
both.
any kind of deja vu vibes?
Yeah, you feel sort of this, almost like this protective instinct towards Irina.
So he'll just sort of give her a reassuring nod. Because, there's only so much undourness that Matthias can do in a single game session. So that's about as much flex as he's got.
We've had all the mirth we could stand. She'll say, "So what else did you all find at the ruins?"
There were some standing stones that apparently were linked to this place, or like a safe spot. And apparently there was another crazy guy from our world that came here, and he was cursed by Strahd and is up north of his castle.
Mount Baratok, the Mad Mage.
Yeah, that's the one.
What do you know of him?
Only the stories of people traveling there. If you trespass, the Mad Mage will descend upon you and summon blight for your crops and lightning storms to harass your animals, and it's just not a place that people go these days.
Has anyone seen this Mad Mage? Or is he just a story?
Uh,
A description would be really nice. That's why I'm asking.
yeah. Where are you?
And Tristan's just going to drop the cloak and be buck ass naked as he starts getting dressed.
Oh, my.
Because he's got no modesty. He goes, well, I mean,
Yeah. He's got time.
she says that there have been people who have seen him. When he arrived here, he organized a rebellion, got a bunch of people together to go and storm Castle Ravenloft. Most of the people who joined his little expedition were killed in horrible ways, but I know in Vallaki there was a Dusk Elf who saw him. But I've heard that he is a tall human, dressed in a skull cap with a brown goatee. Carries himself with a lot of sadness.
Valaki's what got overrun.
It is.
Mm.
We're not going back to Vallaki to find that Dusk Elf. That place is...
Fallen.
Yeah. So, if you want to find this Mad Mage, we'd have to go straight up to the mountain and spend the time searching for them.
I mean, for what it's worth, if the lord of this place has cursed him and made him a little bit nutty, we stop your lord, that might break him out of it, which could be a lot worse for this place than you realize. So it might be better to start there before we go to the castle.
It is on the
Still
way.
not sure.
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably for the best that we actually find this Mad Mage. Maybe we'll learn something we didn't know about what's going on outside of here. What we were dealing with before we were shunted here.
Alright, so that tears it. We'll go to find the Mad Mage.
Well, as you all are having this conversation, you do hear the jingle of bells approaching, and the
Santa?
trotting of hooves on the dirt path outside,
Well,
and
that's just
wheels
Christmas special.
and wheels rumbling.
Sophie's back.
It's May. It's about time for the Christmas special, yeah.
Right, we should probably start it now so that we finish it by Christmas.
2025.
Man, look.
Christmas 2025. We'll finish by Christmas.
You guys are talking a lot of shit for a bunch of people in fireball formation.
Man. All right, no more in-person cons for Alex. He comes back all feisty. It's not good.
And as the carriage rocks up, it doesn't sound like the carriage that Sophie came in. It sounds a little livelier than that. You can hear accordion music playing out of the back of it.
Oh, I was gonna say. Half-naked Tristan runs outside.
Tristan's head snaps the door towards the door.
And outside, you do see a Vistani cart rolling up to the door.
Yes.
Sitting on the driver's seat next to the coachman is Davian Mardukov, the owner of the Wizards of Wines, and the man who has been hosting you. Again, I'm going to show you a picture of him, and you'll never have guessed he was a were-raven.
No, not at all. No.
Wow.
He's kind of a hunched over old man dressed in a green cloak. He's got a big raven cane that he leans on, light beard and long white hair, and he's covered in silver trinkets and baubles.
Shiny.
A little subtle for me. I don't know.
I think they told the artist, please draw a were-raven, but don't say it's a were-raven. And he'll look down when he sees Tristan, and he says, Tristan, you're back to yourself.
Yes, thanks to the help of our new allies. Yes.
It is as Madame Ava predicted, then.
She doing well?
Ask her yourself. And the back of the cart will open, and out will tumble a bunch Vistani, sort of swirling fire over their arms and legs. There's an accordion player who jumps out, and with a flourish, Madame Ava emerges from the back of the cart, dressed again in very, very elegant purples and greens, lots of bells sort of dangled around, very big, chunky jewelry. Again, sort of a wizened older woman. And she has a deck of cards with her that she is shuffling magically between her hands, extending her hands, and they magically shuffle. And she will turn, say, Tristan, it is good to see that you are fine again. I need to speak with you and your new allies.
Please, come in. All of you, come in. Of course.
And everybody will storm into the Wizards of Wine and turn it into a real party.
I will be looking for a certain specific Vistani to see if he is here.
He is here.
Yes.
And as the Vistani rumble in, I think that's probably a good time for us to take our quick break.
Good.
So we're going to get up, stretch our legs, grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. And we're back. Thank you for bearing with us while we ran off for our break, everybody. Our heroes tonight so far have surprised me at every turn.
Hooray!
They had a discussion with Baba Lysaga and decided to extend mercy and grace instead of coming down with the hammer. So I'm excited to see how that plays out in the future. She turned our good friend Tristan back into his ridiculously hot half-elven form. And our heroes made their way back to the Wizards of Wine Winery, where they united with the Martikov Were-Raven family. And as they were sort of settling in, deciding if they wanted to go after the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok, there was a surprise guest who rolled up. A Vistani wagon showed up and deposited Madame Ava here at the Wizards of Wine Winery, which is where we're going to pick up with everyone. Starting with the very excited Tristan. As the Vistani move in, Tristan, they definitely immediately make themselves right at home. They begin posting up on the different tables around the bar area of the winery. They begin playing music, rolling dice, just being generally loud, carousy, and rowdy. And you see your friend, whose name I've forgotten because it has been half a decade. But he is seeing the horses into the stables, and he sees you, and he seems very almost shy. Jonesy might be on mute.
Bok, bok.
Day job flashbacks. I was on mute. So yeah, I am. Aw, that's cute. He's all being shy and stuff. So, I'm going to give him a little space as he, to settle in. Maybe get a drink or two in him, get some look of courage into him. But I am going to dig out my lute and start carousing and playing with the other bards.
Excellent. Give me expertise performance check or music check or whatever equivalent you have. Expertise bard check.
Too many windows open. Let me see. A 14. Not great, but not horrible.
No, it's a good performance. You're it's been a little while
rusty.
since you've had wrists.
Figures.
Fingers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're able to get well on performing. Madame Ava will stroll in, and she will take a place at the bar. And she will point to Tyrion and Matthias and beckon you over to her.
Karen will give Matthias a look.
Okay. Little side
follow
eye
him.
here, and then I guess make our way over.
Yep.
And she will fan out the cards, and she'll say, "I see that you two have been very busy."
You could say that. Well, they've been helpful, and he kind of points out the rest of the group.
Yes, they are a very interesting collection of people you've assembled.
Kind of just showed up on the doorstep.
Yes. You speak of us assembling, yet you are the one dealing out cards. Speak plainly. I tire of these witchings.
I am merely the messenger of fate. It's not for me to point the horses to the water.
I'm behind him, strumming along, but rolling my eyes so loud.
I heard your occipital bones crack. But you don't know it, but you have already captured two of the things that will be used to defeat Strahd. The book that you recovered from Berez, and Davian has something to give all of you this evening after he has settled in. There's only two other things that you need to find. And she sort of flicks through, pulls out the cards again. You have an ally, an enemy of Strahd who will assist you.
Mad Mage.
He is not the one that the cards have told me.
Oh.
I see folly in the Mad Mage. Folly related to your new companions. I sense if they were to find him, it would not be friendship that they would bring from him. Now, I still have the King of Hearts here, and she sort of lays it out, the ghost. She says, I see a fallen paladin of a fallen order of knights, who lingers like a ghost in the dead dragon's lair. And you still have the card of power and strength, the weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. A sword that used to belong to Matthias, in a matter of speaking.
You say sort of sun. You say sort of sunlight. I immediately look over Centuria.
Mine's an axe.
It's just a sword of the weight problem, that's all.
That's just a fat sword.
You are the sword. Oh.
Oh.
Stare up at the sky, mouth open. Then it rains.
She says, no, what you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors.
Oh, that's vague.
I do not be thinking so.
Amber doors.
One of your new friends knows where that is. He does not know that he knows where that is, but if you ask him, he will know.
Oh. Okay. The dead dragon's lair doesn't happen to be an undead dragon, does it?
Not anymore.
Now it is just dead.
Now it is just dead. Yes.
She says the dragon of which you speak hails from that place, yes. The great dragon Argynvost. And she sort of looks askew around the room at all the people celebrating. You should continue this conversation with Davian.
Okay.
Later then.
Yes, I suspect he will want to spend some time with his family now that they have been recovered. But
Give a grudging nod.
the three of you should trust the people from elsewhere. In all matters except that wizard.
You mean the main reason they're here?
The main reason they believe they are here, yes. But go, enjoy the party. I have taken enough of your time with dour musings. What's everybody else doing?
Think on again. I'm assuming Resonant is getting approached by multiple members of the Martikov family to talk about her magic.
There's a lot of curiosity. Some of the Vistani are interested as well. Some of the Vistani are interested in more than just your magic.
Yep. Nope. She is very uncomfortable.
Centuria
Overdrive
is
is
staying
sampling the various
close.
want.
Centuria is staying close to Resonant, to make sure that she can defend herself, but she's also trying to figure out if Xavier wants to do some shots. Shots of wine.
Shut.
So
That is the only
Annoyingly-
alcohol that Strahd allows to be in Barovia is wine, because he's
Sadly.
extra.
annoyingly for you, the trouble Xavier's going to get into is first, Get 2 glasses of wine, go to Tristan, set one down, nod to his friend who's coming in for putting up the horses, and give him a slap on the butt to send him that way. Finding another random Vasanti who is staring at Resonant from across the room and may slightly mention in passing, voice of an angel with that one there, and going out the door.
God damn.
And then he's going to see if he can find the raven that they met at the standing stones outside.
Xavier, Muriel is definitely outside. You see, she's in her raven form. She's roosted up on a perch, looking up at the stars.
I wonder if I find some barrel detritus, something to sit on. Follow her gaze up. Just go, hey, can I talk to you?
Yeah. Out loud?
Can you talk a different way?
I could speak the way that the raven speaks.
I don't know that I can do that. I don't know that I can't, but out loud's fine.
Do you know what those shiny things are up there?
Stars. Little balls of gas and fire thousands of miles away that burn slowly into oblivion.
No, that can't be it.
What do you think they are?
Diamonds that God spilled.
I don't know. When I was little, Mom said they were wishes that every child had and hoped to see come true someday. And when you saw one of them fall, that meant it was coming true.
Huh. I always heard when they fell that was just a raven who got really lucky. Took it back to its nest. I'm gonna
I like
get
that
one.
story. You try hard enough, I believe you will. I kind of had an odd question.
Yeah?
So I'm not from around here, and I'm not really used to being able to change forms like you all can. How do you do it?
What do you mean?
I mean, here I can kind of make myself turn into things, but back home I can't. Honestly, back home I was kind of turned into a thing, and I am kind of stuck that way. So maybe if I can change here, I can find a way to change there, but I don't know that it works the same way.
Give me an insight check.
So, hey, put ranks in that. Nat 20.
Of course it is. Something about the I was turned into something and I can't turn back. That registers with her on a personal note. And she sort of her feathers sort of ruffle a little bit. She says, I didn't choose to be this way either. I was an experiment by Strahd. He wanted to see if his mastery over the animals of this place could extend to, the shape changers. So he had me turned into a, everybody says I'm a were-raven, but I think I'm more like a were-person.
I mean, I don't think you need a title. Just be yourself.
It took me a long time to figure out how to change back into this form, and she sort of very proudly extends her wings.
So how did you do it? I mean, I'm sorry if it's rude to ask. I don't really know the decorum around here.
I think about my nest. The earliest memories I can think of, I hold on to those. And I remember my mother's eyes looking down at me and all my siblings as we hatched and crawled over each other and just existed. We were a flock.
Sounds really nice. I was an only child, but
But
Mom
surely,
doted on me like no other.
surely you had yes, your mother. Think of her.
I promise you I do every day.
And
That's kind of the reason I'm here.
go back to that place. And your essence does the rest.
Give it a try. Thanks. Do you want to come inside?
Oh, no, it's like a big cage in there.
Well, hang on. And he'll hop up, run inside, grab a couple little things, some bread. He obviously has no idea, but things he thinks she might like. And even a bowl of water, bring it back out to her and set it down on the barrel beside him and go, yeah, I'll keep you company then, but there's a little something for you to enjoy the night too. And lean back and just watch the stars with her.
And she'll jump down and she'll eat bread and muse with you about the nature of the cosmos as only the way a bird can. Awesome. Centuria, you see Xavier going through this process.
It's super sweet. But I have to stay in here to make sure that Resonant doesn't die.
Only of embarrassment when she sings that song.
Bowman, what are you up to?
Bowman. So there's this rowdy party going on, so Bowman's gonna take a page out of my book and find an excuse to not be in the middle of all the excitement. He is, I think he would probably be, he might actually be outside because he is going to take some time. He's still adjusting to how his arrows work in this universe, and he's going to be gathering some of the materials he would need to sort of replace the ones he already used. He's so used to having like what feels like an infinite supply. So at this point, he's just working on kind of what feels like instinct, looking for something that he thinks would work in some sort of alchemical soup that he would put together around the end of a glass vial on these arrows. If he can't find something within the winery itself, he would check outside within the surrounding area, but not go so far that he's like out. He wouldn't go so far away from the winery that he couldn't like see it, because he would also just want to keep an eye on the perimeter, just because he is concerned that there may be other visitors that we're not aware of yet.
Awesome. As you're gathering your materials, give me a perception check. Oh, man.
Bowman's off his bow game today. I don't know what's happening. I got 2 hero points. We're in the second half. This might be something important, and surely we will not die.
One demo load all of the dangerous situations in the last 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
26.
That's not cool.
With a 26, as you're gathering things up and keeping an eye on the house, you notice sort of sitting on the back porch watching you is Irina. She has her sword sat on the railing, leaned up against the railing next to her. Her dark hair is down at this point, but she still has that sort of guarded look on her face as she's observing you.
So yeah, he will, in return, watch her for a few moments until he has what he needs, and then he will head towards her as he's heading back towards the winery.
When you get within listening distance, she'll say, most people look away when they catch people staring at them.
Well, I guess I'm still not used to the customs of your world, apparently.
People just stare at each other in your world?
there's actually a lot of awkward staring that goes on there.
Sounds like a
And-
horrible place.
It has its ups and downs.
How do you stop the
I-
vampires from you?
Well, usually we just stand behind Centuria and the problem solves itself.
Thank you, Calvin.
Damn. That's crazy.
So the big lady, she solves all your problems?
Big lady. I am average. Averagely sized.
The vampiric ones, at least.
Hmm.
Speaking of, you mentioned earlier that you intend to be the one who kills Strahd.
It's not about intent, it's about destiny.
Well, I imagine we're going to be running into him sometime soon, so what exactly is your plan there?
It's going to take a play out of your book and grab a really sharp piece of wood and stab it through his heart.
Seems more like a goal than a plan, but
I assume you have a plan?
well, I would like to see what we can get from this so-called Mad Mage. If he was working against Strahd, then maybe he knows something. In any case, he may be someone we've met previously. Or some version of that man.
I noticed there was somebody else you may have met previously. His bride, the one who came here to invite us to dinner.
Yes.
You had a reaction.
I've seen other women who have her face. Some of them I was familiar with for a short period of time.
Oh. So I see that's a universal euphemism.
Yes, that one is very common.
You think you and your friends are going to do this? To help? To stop him?
So far, or I like to believe, we've left every place better than when we found it, every place that we've gone to. So, yes, I think we should be able to, in some way, help here.
She just gives you like a Godzilla King Kong nod. Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I'll stick with the 14.
You get the impression that she does value your opinion. Or that she recognizes that you are maybe a kindred spirit or somebody who is careful like her.
Then, before he heads back inside, he will say, "You should go enjoy the party. I think your friend Matthias and I are doing enough brooding for this entire winery."
Ugh. Not exactly the party type. Brooding, I get. You find a good gargoyle, you stand on it, look over the village, plan your revenge.
That does sound remarkably familiar.
I know a good gargoyle spot around here if you want to go take a look.
He'll pause, he'll look at his bundle of ingredients, and then he'll just shrug. Sure.
Maybe we can go get familiar. And she winks.
Brown
Shit.
chicken, brown cow.
Meat.
Next season, Bowman enters the fray.
Bowman, blink, 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 blink. Is that where I expected this evening to go?
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Sure. Let's just go check out that gargoyle first.
What's the worst that could happen? She turned into Sophia?
Yeah, I already met the Sophie here, so I'm in the clear.
I'm clear. It's
I
fine.
mean, his 4 secretaries back home might have a problem.
That sounds like a season 3 problem.
It's a future Bowman problem.
Yeah.
No, a future Bowman problem comes around in a couple of years.
Tis I, the son of Bowtooth.
Oh no.
Oh God.
The son of.
The Bow Brigade.
Oh, he's just a little baby tooth.
God.
And she'll lead you out into the woods, where she does, in fact, deliver on showing you a cool gargoyle. It's not on a building, but it is sort of carved into some of the natural rock here. It looks like it is it's a carving of a fierce dire wolf eating into a vampire, from the looks of things. And there is a nice cave underneath that leads to a natural body of water that she'll take you in to brood.
She's got a bow cave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, she's cool.
She has a brooding cave.
Oh no.
On a brood, that's what kids are calling it nowadays.
Yep. And she will progress that scene as far as you would like to, Bowman.
Yeah, no, he will join her in the Ilyana cave. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what he would do. I feel like he would maybe let the moment take them wherever it goes. I don't know. I can't really figure out where he would. I think I'm gonna roll something because I
love
can't
you,
decide what to do.
Calvin.
What do you
I'm
want to
gonna
roll?
I'm gonna
You're
choose
so
like a random
funny.
number. I can't decide what to do. I can't decide if he's going to be smart enough to think, last time this happened, it ended up with someone that he cared about having their heart literally ripped out of their body. Or-
intellect
But this will
check.
be okay.
Yeah. Or is he just gonna roll with it because this isn't a Sophie?
Isn't it though?
Is this a high-low situation?
Sure.
I'll
You know
roll.
what? Yeah.
I'll roll a high or low. High or low.
Yeah, on a high he will see where the night takes them.
That's a high.
All right.
Lucky 13.
Welcome to Fade to Black.
Lucky for some.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, he has this moment where he briefly starts thinking back to his time with the anti-Sophie. But as that's sort of coming back into his mind, there's just this little bit of moonlight that hits the reflective light of the water surface in the cave. And somehow he seems to be wrapped up in something else.
Love it.
Something else.
Next season, Ravenbow appears.
That would be pretty
Oh my
sweet.
God.
Ravenbow shows up.
Rocking, don't come and knocking.
The Oliver Queen vibes are strong with this one.
Like Ravenbow gets sued by Bowman and the Raven when they come to Earth Prime.
Tristan senses a disturbance in the force and just smiles.
Overdrive, what are you up to?
Just sampling those wines and thinking, man, this is one crazy Renaissance fair going on here, and just taking all the strangeness in.
Awesome.
Centuria will wave him over.
Bring
Be
on-
like, come drink with Resonant and I. So you're not by yourself.
Okay, sure.
Both your characters can't brood in the corner.
Why not?
We run out of quarters that way.
She
That's
will
still
sit
fun.
on Resonant's opposite side, though.
Okay. Yeah, good thing we were going to make this less awkward. But anyway, okay. Wow, how about this crazy shindig here, huh?
Yeah, I guess the
Kind of.
people here do know how to party.
Kind of surprised with as bleak as everything is here that there's this much warmth from people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost as if summoned by this conversation, a couple of Vistani show up. And they sit down across from you all. They're like, the warmth is just part of who we are. It's making the best of a situation, right?
Indeed.
Sure. I can relate to that.
So tell us about yourselves. Where are you from?
Oh, Freedom City, you know, East Coast.
East coast of where?
East Coast.
United States of America on planet Earth. I keep forgetting we're doing this.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think that exists.
I know what two of those words mean. United, and they sort of like put their fingers together.
Do they now?
And state. As in, I would like to state that I would like to be united with you.
Oh,
Did he say that to Resonant?
Yeah.
mm.
Just realized what that meant.
The redness in her cheeks gets a little bit more pronounced. He's like, no.
Centuria
I'm
stretches
okay.
her arm over Resonant's shoulder, and she's like, she's taken, actually.
Oh, I mean, if it's just that, it could be a group activity, you know.
No.
You and your
Away. Goodbye.
Whoa,
Steve.
whoa! This is a little too friendly for the Renaissance fair. I don't know what's going on around here.
No, it's just a Renaissance fair. It's just
and he sort of looks. I thought you were with him, and he points over at Overdrive.
No.
How did these people? Oh, jeez.
Look, no woman hates anybody as much as the man she's with.
Oh my god.
That's a Vistani saying.
No, we're not together.
Hmm.
And we're not interested, so. Goodbye.
No skin off my back. But
As soon as he walks away, Centuria will take her arm back. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah, I thought maybe if they knew you were taken, they would leave you alone, but I guess I didn't think that through. Men. She'll look over at Overdrive.
I
Resident
think I'm
kind
gonna
of
go
looks.
brood in the corner again. You ladies have a nice evening.
Resident looks. Resident looks around the room. It's the women too.
yeah, there are a couple of pretty blonde Vistani over the way, giving both of you a wink.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna brood in the corner again.
Poor Overdrive.
Overdrive is it the same corner as Matthias?
No.
Okay.
He's
The opposite
Because he doesn't
corner.
want to talk to
He scares
himself.
me. He scares me. I don't
He
wanna hang out with
scares
that guy.
me.
I mean, that's fair.
So
Having a scowl off from across the bar.
Matthias in one corner,
no.
Overdrive in
Overdrive's
one.
making eye contact with nobody. This place is out of control.
Overdrive is stuck up. He can go over there and brood. It's fine. Bless you, Kevin.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Tristan, you have been given some encouragement from Xavier. Not that I think you needed it.
Tristan has just been drinking and playing and generally carousing and being flirty with everyone and generally having a good time. And as he's playing, he will actually start using some illusion magic to actually make an image, kind of like as he's basically talking about like doing like a very bardic song about their adventures and the fight against the dragon, and he starts referring and he's talking about the fight that the group had with that undead dragon, and he refers to Centuria as a fierce warrior and defender of Pelor, the god of the sun, and Resonant as a powerful wizard to rival that of the Circle of Eight. And as he says that, the images of the Eight appear, which includes Mordenkainen as one of the Eight.
Who looks like Eldritch. To the people who know who that is.
And it
Oh.
throws Resonant off for a second. She's listening to Tristan's bardic tale.
And he refers to Overdrive as a fleet-footed warrior, to rival those of the guards of Greyhawk and the knightly orders of the Heart, and refers to Bowman as a great brave ranger, ready to take on any of the wilds of the Gnarly Wood. Which none of these places make any sense, like any references to anyone gets, except the other couple of people from Greyhawk. But yeah.
That's when the Earth Prime people notice Bowman is missing.
Oh, Lord.
Should we be worried about that?
He does tend to go off on his own every now and again.
Yeah, you guys look in the corner, and it's Matthias, Tyrion, Overdrive. Bowman's not in the corner he's supposed to be in.
The fourth brooding corner is not complete. We do not have a square of brooding.
By our powers combined, we make the form of Captain Emo.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and it does like the little fairy fire magic-y kind of effect of the dragon and them attacking it and it crashing, and yeah.
I love that.
It's pretty cool.
And
Do we know anyone that can do that in our world?
Probably most of the mages have some sort of ability to do that.
This is the basic of like light show like magic. It's nothing. Yeah.
Why don't you ever give us cool shows?
This person doesn't wear fishnets and top hat.
Voice of an angel, that one.
we need a fifth corner for Mortis.
Mortis is over. He's at the bar. He's off by himself, but he's off to the side, not by himself. He's having a quiet conversation with one of the Vistani. I'm just kind of keeping it low key. The others would notice that he is even more withdrawn and quiet than he normally is. But he has been, he's been around. He's been helping. He's been talking, but it's been very like minimal.
Fair. Well, we should probably find Bowman. I'm assuming we're going to head out
In the morning, we'll find Bowman.
Please don't make me look for Bowman right now.
I would like to voluntarily fail at this task.
You were just saying you were worried about him.
Yeah, I can look
That's-
for Bowman.
Then
I
she
hear
remembered
Bowman.
She can hear Bowman.
I have enhanced hearing, so actually,
Still?
he's
Uh-oh.
fine. It's not as enhanced, but it's enhanced. I probably could hear you once I got outside.
Actually,
I turned
Bowman's
back around.
fine.
You know what?
Bowman's fine. We're not looking for Bowman anymore.
You know what? We're
Oh.
good. Actually, he's okay.
Huh.
He's safe, I think.
Okay.
Things I realized: Bowman's a lech and Centuria's a peeping tom. Okay, good time.
Not intentionally.
Sort of, not intentionally.
What is the hearing
Not-
equivalent of a peeping Tom?
Ew.
Centuria.
Stop.
Damn.
Uh,
But Tristan, after your performance, your friend will come up and he'll say, "Oh, that's true. You faced Argynvost and you defeated him."
Well, I didn't. I was still a chicken at the time.
I'm sure you were very brave.
So these strangers did most of the heavy lifting, but it was a group effort.
Duh. And what's the point of doing heroic things if nobody tells the story about it, right?
Yeah, that's my thought.
How have you been since you arrived?
Well, I was a chicken for far too long, but other than that, that's, and I kind of shrug a little bit and go, that has been corrected.
Do you mean literally?
Yes, I was cursed by one of the hags.
Oh, bad business that.
But thanks to these brave visitors from beyond our lands, or beyond our realms, all of our realms, they were able to correct that situation.
Well, I'm surprised they were able to keep you as handsome as you were before. I would have thought you were sculpted by at least one of the gods.
I missed you.
I missed you too. It was you ran off in such a hurry.
Well, there was an attack and the undead, and yeah, so it's been a little complicated.
I'm glad you're okay, and if you're not doing anything later, I did
Very good.
make sure to keep the wagon nice and clear in the back, so to speak.
Really little run down though, because it's been a very stressful day.
Don't worry, I'll do most of the work.
Well, maybe we should clear ahead to go outside, get a little fresh air. Because I will grab him by the hand and try not to look so eager as I lead him out of the bar. And as I break Cat.
I'm like blushing so freaking hard right now just from this entire interaction. This whole scene.
And you two will go clear your heads, so to speak.
You get the thumbs up from Xavier as you run past.
Is anybody else going to do anything pressing this evening before we move on to the morning?
So, Tyrion will come. He'll stop brooding after the discussion. And he'll come over to where Centuria and Resonant are.
How drunk are the two of you at this point?
Resonant is not.
Centuria can't get drunk.
Centuria can get drunk in this form.
Do it.
Probably pretty drunk then, just because she didn't realize it. She's like, what is this feeling? I feel funny.
Why are there two of you?
I feel like
Resonant, are you warm? Is it warm in here?
I feel like my lips
Yeah,
are having an out-of-body
sweating.
experience.
So, I didn't get a good answer from the hag. What's a superhero?
A superhero?
That's
Like
what she
me?
referred. That's what she referred to the lot of you as. Yes.
Well, it's a hero. That's
Uh-huh.
super.
Your friend was a little. Yeah, that's not typical for her.
No, it's not.
You were saying the words that you were using the words to define the thing which doesn't
So
actually
okay,
define
so
the
like
thing.
I'm like super super strong. I'm only like a little bit strong now, but I'm usually like really really cool. Um, and that's what makes me super. Like I'm not just like a regular hero. I'm a superhero.
So because you are strong, you're super.
Yeah. It's not like I don't just like go to the gym a couple extra times. Like I can literally take down buildings.
Also,
looks
buildings
over.
are more than three stories tall. Where I come from.
Yeah,
ar-
like we have like skyscrapers. They
Okay.
scrape the sky.
It's true. They're very tall buildings.
Resident is like, God fucking damn it.
One of the Vistani is
Glad-
going to wander over to Overdrive and say, "Hey, your wife, who's not your wife, looks like she's having a rough time."
Resident will
Yeah,
put a glass of
she's-
water in front of Centuria.
She's tougher than she looks. It'll be good.
You should probably go check on her.
Oh, so one person at the swingers party is all about spousal support. Great. Thanks
No, I just
for
believe that
allowing me to check on
responsibility is important. You can diddle whoever you want to diddle. Just be nice to each other when it's time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is
okay, I'm
going
going to check
on?
on my not wife. Please stop talking, Vistani person.
I'm going
Yes.
to take
I
care of
like
my
this
dog.
guy.
Uh,
Oh shit.
After putting the glass of water in front of Centuria, Resident will turn to Tyrion. A superhero is a person who has taken the gifts that either they were born with or that they have honed over a lifetime and used them to support the people around them and to protect people and things from others that would do them harm.
See, that's
Okay.
exactly what I said.
You said hero that was super.
That's what I said.
I like
We're
her
saying the same
definition.
thing.
I like her definition better.
I
This
think we
is
need to get
this is
back to a
Overdrive. He
world
can
where-
run.
Yeah, yes. Just not fast enough or far enough. We need to get back to a world where she's invincible to alcohol. This is not a good look. Kate,
Mortis will make his way
maybe-
over.
Maybe we could chill out a little bit on the drinking. You're making the swingers nervous, and really, I think that takes a lot. So
What's a
maybe it's-
swinger?
Okay, Centuria, I know you know what that word means. You're not one of these Renaissance Fair groupies over here. Like, that's a word you should know. Okay,
You're
but you've had
being
too much
sort
to
of
drink.
mean, Davy.
Oh Lord, she's really plastered.
Yeah, let's get her to bed.
Yeah.
We have to talk in the morning.
He's gonna
Yeah.
be so hungover.
You're in trouble.
No. But we need to figure out our next move.
I think we should have Derek's bachelor party in Barovia.
Oh my God,
Gonna summon the Vistani.
can't even.
You act like they can't get to Earth Prime. Come on. Will they get to Earth Prime?
All right, so the evening peters out, and
Giggity.
Giggity.
Xavier, what do you wind up doing after you talked to Muriel for a while?
Kel's been quite a while out there just watching the stars, relaxing, and then when he wanders back in, finds most of the party dying down and people wandering off, so just kind of shrugs and goes to bed.
Amazing. Xavier, you're the first person who wakes up, and when you wake up, you see that somebody has left a long string of silver foil on your windowsill.
Aww.
Hmm.
Someone's gonna crush on you.
Yeah, go to the
Might have been a
window,
bird.
pick it up, fold it neatly, and keep it.
And everybody is able to wander back. or wander downstairs from their various places of being asleep.
Tyrion's already kind of down there waiting for everybody to gather.
Bowman, when Irina wakes up, she looks at you. She'll get up and start putting her armor and stuff back on. She's like, so, do you want to go back first, or do you think I should go back first?
Welcome, Shay. Welcome, Shay.
I'll go back first.
Okay. I'll wait about 15 minutes, and then I'll come behind.
Okay. I'll see you inside then.
She sort of... Yeah, that's where we're both going.
And he will put his light armor back on, and he will go back inside.
You said Tyrion's already downstairs, Andy?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Kind of just waiting. He's working on a piece of jewelry, is what he's doing.
Awesome.
Morning. Xavier wander over and sit down.
Mm.
Kind of look curiously.
Centuria trudges down the stairs, giving no words to anyone, fills a cup of water, looks at Bowman and smirks, and then sits down.
Owen's just like... He doesn't say it out loud, but he's very confused.
Me.
Tristan will walk in only half dressed. He's got his britches on. Morning, fine folk.
Mm-mm. Turn that down.
Someone apparently imbibed too much last night, huh?
I have super hearing. I need you to talk quieter.
I was going to say, turn that down doesn't mean anything to There's no dial in Greyhawk.
You still have super hearing here?
Yeah.
Especially when I'm hungover.
And I will again look up at Bowman and smirk, and then look back down at my cup of water.
To be honest, you didn't need super hearing. That was outside, and man, that wagon was oof.
Xavier's like, I've still got super smell too, but that's worse than super hearing.
Ew!
I'm sure glad I don't.
Ew.
Tristan will go and actually get a glass of water and put basically some very watered down wine and actually hand it to Centuria. A little bit of this will help take the edge off, but don't overdo it. And we'll slide it to her.
Okay. Centuria will switch her cup for that cup, and we'll start drinking that.
It is sort of soothing.
Resident will come downstairs and sit at the table. And once everyone is there, Tyrion will kind of stop what he's doing, put it away, and look and say, "So, last night," he motions to Matthias and Tristan. "We had a talk with the Vistani's soothsayer, the emissary of fate, she calls herself.
Blessed child of Istus.
Really?
Wish I had an NPC here who knew what superheroes were.
You have 4 of them. Oh, you're NPC. All right.
Yeah.
NPC. She told us that going after this mage that you all clearly recognized is not a good path for us to go down. She says it will not end in friendship like you think. And as much as I am hesitant to trust her, almost everything she told us the last time we met has come to pass. in one way, shape, or form. So, I know you were all very, very eager to head that direction. But there's 2 more things we need to deal with Strahd. And I don't think we can get distracted on that little errand.
There's a tomb of a Death Knight we need to go find, isn't there? Something like that? Be a
And the
grand
Sun
adventure.
And the Sun Sword, yeah. Davian has something for us as well, but I'm assuming we'll get that this morning before we leave. But just giving you guys the rundown.
It's appreciated, but look, to be frank, I don't think we thought it was going to end in friendship with the Mad Mage either. Okay, this will sound odd, but I'll do my best on it. This isn't really my thing. But there's a bunch of universes and there's a bunch of hymns, and all of those hymns, those mages, are trying to get together to destroy all of them except for one. It's not ours and it's not yours. So we're trying to stop him in all of them. And if he's here and he knows about anything about this plan, I don't think he's going to help us willingly, but it's the best lead we've got, not to save our world, but yours too and all the rest of them.
Which mage are we talking about?
The Mad Mage, the one on the mountain.
The one you were singing about as part of the Circle of 8 last night?
I'll go over and pick up my lute and start tuning it a little bit and start playing a little bit. And
Centurion
as
was
I
loud
do-
as hell.
as I do it, I will try to conjure up an image and kind of rotate through the 8 to see when they react.
Yeah, that one. And she'll
Yep.
point to Mordenkainen.
Mordenkainen is, well, egotistical, arrogant, and full of himself, but he's also honorable in his own way and more of a force of neutrality.
Yeah, but if he's been broken by Strahd, how much do you think that's left?
I mean, so was ours, but something changed, and now he's in his own messed up way, thinking he's doing the right thing, but it's gonna cause a lot of harm to a lot of people. I mean, it's gonna wipe out universes.
Alright, well, I'm just telling you what the Emissary of Fate said. And we can go, but might not end the way you want it to. Might not get you what you need, might end up causing us problems in the long run. Don't know where on that mountain he is. At least with the Dragon's Den, you know it's behind a set of amber doors.
Is it behind a set of amber doors, or the amber doors the other?
The amber doors are where the Sun Sword is, which is in the treasure, I think, if I remembered right.
Mortis, when you hear the words amber doors, there is a subtle hissing voice in the back of your mind that says, yes, what you seek is there. The temple. We can show you the way.
I know where the temple is.
Hmm?
The amber doors
When-
are from a temple, and I know where the temple is. And Mortis comes walking out of like the shadowy corner of the room, like what the fuck did you get down here?
When Mortis says that, Tyrion will look at Tristan and Matthias and go and kind of give him that. She did say one of them would know where that is. Look.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess theoretically, he'll clear off the table, grab a glass of wine, and go. The castle's here. Grab a loaf of bread, and the mountain's here. Your stuff's in the middle. If it's on the way, it makes sense to get them while we're going, right?
Mortis, how do you know where it's at?
Tell them nothing.
I can sense it. I can sense other things back home.
So it's connected to the crossroads?
I believe so. I mean, this place is closer in tune with the crossroads than where we're usually at. Freedom City, Earth Prime. So there's more of a tether here to the crossroads than there. So yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
Okay. Well, that's good, right? I mean, if you know where one of these things is that we would need, that would help us get home.
Yeah. I can get us there.
Well done, Vault Keeper.
Tyrion, it looks like you're stuck with us a little longer.
Like I figured you were getting out of here anytime soon, but yeah, I'm hoping we're all going our separate ways at the end of all this. Just no offense, I just would like to get back home eventually.
Well, with that, Davian comes down into the room, and he's got underneath his arm, he has a big rolled up parchment, and he has a small, looks like a like the kind of box you'd hold a necklace in or an amulet in. And he will come to each of you. He rolls the parchment out on the bar in front of everyone, and it's a big map of Barovia, similar to the one that you're looking at on Roll20. And he hands the box to Matthias.
Okay. Open it cautiously.
Inside, there is a large silver holy symbol. That looks like an array of 8 silver raven wings with a large purple jewel in the center of it. And you have an instinctual memory of this object. It almost washes over you instantly, and you recognize this as your holy symbol from your days in the Crusades thousands of years ago.
If anyone pays attention, Mortis will actually take a step back away from the holy symbol. Not intentionally, but just one of those, reflexive, like. But.
And Davian will say, Matthias, this belonged to you in a different life. It is the most powerful weapon that those of us who oppose the Dark Lord have at our disposal. And Madame Ava has convinced me that you are the one who is supposed to have this, and that it will help you in deposing the tyrant.
Thanks.
This is the icon of Ravenkind. It is a powerful relic from a bygone era before this land was cloaked in the mists. And it
It's
is...
time we called this a holy symbol. I guess that's not PC.
It is always symbol.
It upgraded from amulet to icon, so yeah. Hey.
Right. And he says that it was delivered to your ancestor by a giant raven, or an angel in the form of a giant raven. The scholars disagree, but it was used in the early days of Barovia to hunt and destroy nests of vampires. The high priests of this valley kept and wore the holy symbol until Strahd arrived. Once Strahd took over as the tyrant after he killed you, he had it locked away. But what this thing is capable of, if you hold it aloft and focus your will and your righteousness into whatever vampire you're pointing it at, you could paralyze them in place, making it easier to drive a stake through their hearts. And you can also present the symbol and make it shed sunlight in a 30-foot radius.
Okay, I will practice these tricks and whatnot.
Yeah, if you lift it up and try to concentrate on the sunlight, you can easily summon sunlight in the tavern. And it almost flows out of you like a righteous indignation.
Seems
And sure enough, it fills the entire tavern with bright sunlight, which none of you have seen since you've come to Barovia. And Centuria, it's the worst thing you've seen in a while.
What?
Hey, Bortus takes another step back.
Or
Yeah.
Is it
to the
is it the
shadows.
worst thing I've seen in a while because of my hangover or because of
Yes.
something else?
Because of the hangover.
Okay.
Because it's very bright and you have a migraine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Mortis, you have almost this like involuntary compulsion to repel yourself from this thing. And the voices in your head are not happy about it at all. They don't make any like distinguishable words when they're presented when the light hits them, but there is just a general shrieking of 1,000 voices in your head.
Do you mind? It's a little early and I think I drank too much.
Oh.
Thank you, Davion.
Yes, thank you.
It is something that we have safeguarded for. My family has safeguarded for hundreds of years, waiting for the right heroes to arrive who could wield its power, and not have it stolen by Strahd when he kills them. But I have a good feeling about you, and Madame Ava seems to believe that you will be the ones to stop this.
Do what we can.
The map is yours to keep as well. Madame Ava told me to point out a couple of locations of note to you based on your predictions, what the Troika said, and he'll point out Argynvost Holt, a little ways to the southeast of where you are. He says this used to be the castle that belonged to the Order of Knights who served the Silver Dragon Argynvost. It could be where you're looking for. It's the only place I can think of around here that would be a dragon's lair. Mount Baratok, he'll point up here, that is in the northernmost parts of the map. That is where we know the Mad Mage to be, but we don't keep an eye on his goings there. He tends to attack the were-ravens who come to check on him. Unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to erase Vallaki from the records yet, but the ruin is still there. If you needed to go there to find anything, there could be something worthwhile. Other than our winery here, the village of Kresk is the only other place I would consider to be civilized. And he'll just point out all those locations.
Thank you.
If there's anything my network can do, I can provide information, spy on, keep an eye on the goings from Castle Ravenloft. I can have messages delivered to you.
Keeping Being surprised at what's going on is probably not a bad idea. There was a woman who appeared the first night we were here. She invited us to come see Strahd this evening.
One of
Assuming if we don't
Strahd's
show-
brides.
If we don't show up, she may come here looking for us.
He sort of gives Tristan a knowing look. I imagine if she comes looking, she won't come looking here. She'll come looking wherever he is.
Tristan shrugs his shoulders, like, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
looks
Straight
he's
it-
not getting our chicken, even if our chicken isn't a chicken anymore. We're not letting him have. Centuria is still a little bit slurry.
It's been a long time since I've been a chicken, honey.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To run the fuck away from Strahd.
It looks like Argynvost hold is probably the best bet. It's
If you are planning on keeping your appointment with Strahd, you'll have to leave soon and go straight to Castle Ravenloft. But if you have no intention of having dinner with him, Argynvost is the closest. Argynvost Holt is the closest to here.
should we keep our dinner? And this is to the group, not specifically Davion.
Davian has opinions, but he'll wait for everybody else to weigh them in.
I sort of want to punch him in the face, but that's just who I am here, so I'll let everybody else talk it out.
Here?
Shh.
I don't want to go to Strahd without being prepared. I don't. Just because we're going to show up on his doorstep for a nice evening meal doesn't mean we're not his meal.
I mean, it
Right.
seems like a lot of elaborate effort just to try and kill us, but I don't know much about this place, so maybe it's the way it goes.
I'm a little concerned that if we don't go, he'll still find us anyways. As much as I don't want to be in his lair before we're ready to deal with him, I'm not sure we can avoid seeing him at all.
The other option is for some of us to go to the castle and some of us to go look for these relics.
Oh, I don't know that splitting up is a good idea.
I mean, the party's big enough now.
I say that because we all have, most of us have two characters. I'm just,
I know, but that's a horror trope. Do you guys ever watch horror movies before we came to this Renaissance Fair on steroids? Like, seriously.
No, my mama really didn't like them, so we didn't watch them that much.
I love
that
that.
was Tristan's.
Well, now you're in one, so
To be on,
Yeah,
to be
keep
fair,
your
that
journey.
was to be fair, that was Tristan's suggestion, and he's never seen a horror movie.
Oh. sorry. Well, this is Overdrive thinking splitting up is a bad idea.
It's a movie.
You best start believing in ghost stories.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
given our experience with Strahd, does Tristan believe that this might be a cat and mouse power play move and not necessarily Strahd trying to do an end game type maneuver? Or do I not know enough to know that?
Tristan, based on what you know about Strahd, you've had dinner with Strahd before in the woods outside
Yeah.
Vallaki.
Yes.
You know that Strahd is not the kind of person who would invite you there just to kill you. That would end his fun. You do think that this invitation is him showing that he is still interested in presenting as civilized and like continuing to play the game, and that refusing his invitation may escalate things to the gloves have come off.
And I will share that with the group so that everyone, especially our new visitors, have a understanding of who he is.
Yeah, and Tyrion, Matthias, and Tristan, you would remember that Strahd introduced himself to all of you in a relatively civilized manner the first time he met you, and he has yet to meet the new people.
Right. So he's probably it's probably an introduction for them and a gauging on his side of things. Like, he always has an idea of who's here in his lands, but seeing them up close gives him a different perspective.
Yeah, he probably wants to know if you're high enough level for it to be exciting for him to fight you. Because he doesn't just want to kill you. Like, this is his Netflix. He only gets to be excited and entertained when there are new adventurers in town.
Last night was Netflix and chill.
I heard all of it. There was no chill.
It was a little chill.
So, sounds like maybe we should keep the appointment if he's going to let us go afterwards.
Yeah, you would think that he would let you go, based on what you know about him, Tristan.
I think that would end the game too early for him, and he would be bored.
I hate the fact that we're letting him play with us like cats with string.
We can get some intel while we're there, at least.
Two can play this game, though. It definitely gives us a chance to actually get a lay of the land before we actually have to go in and deal with them.
Okay. Then I think maybe we should keep the meeting.
Do we need to dress up?
Davian nods.
Yes.
Look down at like the fur vest and leather breeches of Goblin.
I'm sure we can make you presentable.
How? Resident has only been to a few formal events, so looking around at at Davion and the Vistani from last night, it's kind of like, what constitutes formal attire here?
This would be considered the equivalent of a high court dinner. And
Tristan knows, says Davian, looking at his green cloak that covers his whole body and makes it clearly sure he's not a raven.
Dinner with diplomats or visiting scholars.
It's Count von Zarevich, to be formal. We keep referring to him as Strahd because that's his name, but he is Count von Zarevich. This would be dinner with nobility. So apparently, I'm going to be giving a crash course on courtly dinner this afternoon.
Do it on the ride.
So,
I mean, I'm used to dinner engagements with wealthy people who like to show off, so I can meet you halfway there.
Yeah, Bowman's probably got a good idea. Mortis has no fucking idea.
One of the Vistani...
Like, you mean I can't just wear this?
One of the Vistani wanders into the room, and he looks over at Overdrive, and he's like, "It's whatever you'd wear to meet the president." And he just wanders off to go do more Vistani
Did you
things.
just say president?
Overdrive
Yes.
is so confused.
It's so weird. I can't.
Bog.
It's like that one time in college in the shrooms. Like, I don't know what's going on.
The Vistani walks back in and says, "Bowman, it would be what you'd wear to meet the prime minister," and then he goes back out.
Who is this man?
In or out?
So
He's a Tabaxi Vistani.
I will actually go find my buddy from last night, and conscript him to help me as we scrap, or we go through scraps and we go through remnants of whatever we can find that we can then add spit polish and shine up armor and just generally, make ourselves more presentable.
Excellent. And as you are gathering the materials and the like, getting everything ready so everybody can start to look presentable, around mid-afternoon, you do hear another carriage coming up the way. This carriage is a black carriage that is not being pulled by horses. It is being pulled by ghostly spirits that sort of look like horses if you squint and aren't scared enough. It does not have a coachman, but the door does open. Is clearly been sent from Castle Ravenloft.
Okay.
During the afternoon of prepping and prompting and our Disney-esque montage, I would have also given some general titles and which fork to use and general tips, or tried to at least.
Awesome.
Looking at the ghost horses, swing a hand out and kind of hit Mortis on the hip and go, "Hey, do they have a soul?"
Not anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
Actually, Mortis, they do have a soul, but it's not a horse soul.
Please keep your first answer. It's going to feel much worse if you tell me the truth.
Hence the reason I told you what I told you.
Mhm.
Yep, that's sad. Okay.
Bowman's just gonna see if he can find Irina real quick.
Yeah, she did eventually come back. She gave a little bit longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, she's been here long enough to know what the sitch is, right?
Yeah, yep.
The sitch.
Okay. Uh, so, yeah, before he heads out, he is just going to locate her, and he will hand her one of his smoke arrows, and he'll just say, in case things go wrong, you need a quick escape.
She looks at it and says, "I just throw it at the ground and it makes a cloud."
Exactly.
You're sweet.
Xavier will wait and offer Resonant and Centuria a hand up into the carriage.
Irina will look at Bowman and say, "I know you know that I could take care of myself, but it is nice that you care enough to try to help me take care of myself."
That is exactly it. Last time I had a situation like this, it didn't end so well. So
A situation like what?
a situation where we got familiar.
So we have a situation now.
Oh boy.
Oh my god,
You know,
I'm
I
embarrassed.
think I hear those horses calling, so I'm going to step out for a minute.
It's
Tonight's
complicated.
episode thought it was awkward.
Step out for a minute, never come back.
Make an insight
Okay.
check, Bowman.
Need to go get some cigarettes. I'll be back.
I'm tempted to give Bowman a -5 penalty for insight checks in this department.
I feel like I don't really need that. But...
Yeah, no, I won't
Andy,
give you
realize-
the penalty. You're good.
And do you realize Bowman gave her a pack of smokes, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was why I said it.
Oh my god.
It's a situationship.
Yeah.
Situationship.
Bowman, with an 18, you get the impression that she's sort of like deflecting to try to not get too close to you because she's worried that you're going to get eaten by a vampire. And that
Oh, sweet.
she's genuinely like surprised that you're not just interested in what happened and ready to move on with your life.
I mean, the reason
That's
for that
fair.
is because Samesi's here.
Stop falling in love with multi-dimensional people.
I can't,
It was Auntie Sophie. It was Arena. It was Hawkeye.
It was Hawkeye.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Little
This is what-
bromance.
This is what happens when you're a Cupid-themed superhero.
Oh my god.
Cupid's just trying to get you extra arrows to fight with, and you just keep catching him in the back.
I'm just trying to find my son and mom.
The only target he can't hit is true love.
Trying to find a mom for my son.
Damn.
Jesus.
Arena, just so you know, I do have a kid at home.
Yeah, no, I'll bring that up on the second date.
I don't know what he's like.
That's what she tells you. Well, you got one here too, so you better get ready.
I don't know what he's like.
I think he likes Hot Pockets.
That I know.
He's got a
That I
boy.
only know because I keep buying them from me and they keep disappearing.
You gotta be going somewhere.
It's like when you have a rat in your pantry and he keeps eating your snacks. I think he's got a boyfriend. I don't know. It's been a while. The podcast hasn't had an episode in a minute.
He's got a superhero team. That's all I know.
Yeah. There's that word again. I don't know what that means. But is everybody loading up into the coach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. It is a little cramped in here with all of you.
Sorry, everybody loading up from what?
Into the carriage.
Oh, yeah.
It is definitely a little cramped in here for all of you. And Irina is going to do her best to sit as far away from Bowman as possible.
Oh, she's coming with us.
That's even more awkward.
She probably shouldn't come with you.
I,
We would strongly suggest she doesn't come with us unless you know.
yeah, I thought she wasn't, like very specifically.
She won't come. She would rather not come.
We probably just shouldn't bring her to Strahd.
That's probably a good idea.
Like, that feels incorrect.
That feels reckless.
Yeah.
Well, she'll stay. She'll stay put then.
Tristan will try to make sure, if possible, just sits between Centuria and Gatorman.
To be fair, Tristan gonna have a shoulder buddy because Xavier will getting cramped in here, and yeah, he's a former construction worker, so he's a big burly kind of dude. Turn into a little raven and kind of pop up on his shoulders.
Aw.
Centuria is still hungover, so she just is sort of like trudged in the wagon, like slumped.
Wake me up when we get there.
Yeah, I'm taking a nap. So you have Gatorman perched on one shoulder, and you have Centuria's head rested on the other shoulder, and she's just passed out.
Somehow Matthias and Bowman wind up sitting next to each other.
Seems about right.
So no one's talking to each other.
I mean, Tristan hears a call, and I guess Resnick can understand it. Goes, "Do you understand me?"
Yeah.
Matthias will lean over to Bowman and say, "You seem to be the most rational of your companions. Are they always this
Wow.
unfocused?"
Hurt.
We've saved your life like 3 times.
Oh, I didn't know you had super hearing in this form.
I have better hearing. Thank you very much. I'm a
Oh.
superhero.
Gee, I'm rolling on that.
For what it's worth, I'm not sure they would agree I'm the most rational. But in
Aw.
any case,
Centuria makes a face and then doesn't say anything.
I've never seen them fail.
One bear for the Terminus fight.
Remember when Centuria got like slammed into the ground? I guess you weren't there that day, so no, carry on.
that time that Mortis got his eye ripped out. Whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe he wasn't there that day either.
Yeah.
I mean, you got knocked down, but you all got up again.
Tristan, you suddenly learned another song from across the multiverse.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, Bowman is also going to be working on a device design during the trip. If he can like squeeze his hands around on like a piece of parchment or something.
I just saw where Maximus says bringing Irina feels like you're just doing Postmates. And Josie said Raven Eats.
That's amazing.
What kind of device are you working on, Bowen?
After seeing that big old sunlight burst in the winery, he's gonna work on a sunlight bomb.
Ooh.
He was gonna give that to Irina, but I realized how long it'll take, so we'll see how that plot thread goes.
Awesome. Well, as the carriage, the doors close and it begins rumbling its way off to Castle Ravenloft, I think that's probably a great place for us to end our session this week. So thank you again, everybody who's hanging out here with us. Thank you, my players, for indulging in this this very horny episode. Yeah, I don't know who said it, but Alex went away for the weekend and he came back spicy. I think that was Kevin.
That was Kevin. Kevin, who's regretting coming back to this show.
What do you mean?
Look at your face.
I can't look at my face. I
You
guess I
can. It's in the Zoom window.
That's
Liar.
true. I don't look at the Zoom window.
It's attached to my face.
Nothing there but pain and misery in the Zoom window.
There are 3 people brooding. It's your 2 characters in your face.
Hey! Wow. Why would I regret coming back to this stream? But anyway.
As for news around the network, this weekend Origins game registration goes live. So if you are interested in playing in any of our games, hanging out with us at the convention, please head over to UntoldStoriesProject.com and you should see a blog post that has all of our events listed on it. We'll probably share it again tomorrow just so everybody has a chance to sign up for whatever they want to sign up for. A bunch of us are running events. Andy is running a bunch of fun stuff for Matinee Adventures, which is another excellent gaming organization. If you haven't had a chance to play any of their games, I highly recommend all of them. I'll be running some M&M stuff. Deuce is running M&M and Deadlands. Wiki's running Crash Pandas and M&M. It's just, we're doing everything. We have some cyberpunk stuff. We have some D&D stuff. We're running a game called Gnomesteaders that I would like to play in. It sounds like a ton of fun. Yeah. And we have our mega event, which is going to be our 35-player, 7-table event where all of the games play into one another. And if you've ever wanted to play any of our player characters, those are the character options. So if you want to hang out with the Frozen Dark or the Guardians of Haven or the Stormbreakers or anybody from our wide, wonderful universe, they will all be options. Other news, next Tuesday we'll be back with Something in the Dark, and next Wednesday we'll be back here again with Freedomly Dark in the Multiverse of the Master Mage, and the following on Thursday the 9th, we will be doing our Baldur's Gate Rumble Bundle stuff on a more regular basis to make sure that we can actually get through the game until before Baldur's Gate 5 comes out, like I predicted earlier. I'm going to give everybody a chance to say goodbye, plug anything they want to plug, make any other announcements, and we'll get out of here for the evening, starting with Andy.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. However you joined us live, on video on demand, over on YouTube. We appreciate any and all support that you can give us. Like Alex said, with Origins opening up this weekend, if you're interested in playing any of our games that are on that schedule, you can search for Matinee Adventures on tabletop.events under the Origins Game Fair set, or under Untold Stories Project for Alex and his group, and Matinee Adventures for mine. So hope to see you in June if you're coming out. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next week. I'll pass it over to Calvin.
All right. Yeah, this was a pretty spicy game, and I have added a new list to the list of Bowman ships. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I want to open the Book of Grudges.
I'm not showing you that hit list.
Oh my god.
Give me access to the book, Bowman.
No, it'll
Don't
doom them
do
all.
it.
Aw.
Tune in for season 3 on Lucky in Love.
And this Death Note crossover is brought to you by Bowman.
Freedomly Dark Love Island.
Oh man, yeah. I have no idea what to expect from Strahd, to be honest. So
Welcome to
see
the
how-
boat chiller.
Will you accept this arrow?
I thought we did that already.
I think we did.
Yeah, so come back next week to see what happens, because I don't know what's gonna happen. In addition, if you're on YouTube or on Spotify, please check out the Win with Dice podcast. We had a new episode today where we've been over some new Pathfinder second edition stuff that's coming out soon. There's a playtest for a couple new classes, and they are pretty cool. So yeah, go ahead and check that episode out. And with that, I will finish off the bottom row and pass it over to Deuce.
Thank you so much, everybody. Feel free, hop in the comments, get set out to sea, and tell us what ships you think would work the best, or which ones you like, which ones you hate, because we would love to hear it. And while you're treating yourself to this wonderful show, don't forget to treat yourself with the good people at Norse Foundry. You can use our awesome code USB Norse, save yourself 10% on awesome dice. Because why not? Love's great. Treat yourself. Treat everyone around you. It's wonderful things. And if you really want to treat yourself nice, come and play with us. Just don't play the speedsters because they're a little overpowered. You should never do that to yourself. You can do better. And with that,
Deuce,
yep.
if you made speedsters for your table, I would be honestly surprised.
Why do you
Nope.
think he's running the Guardians of Haven table?
We should have a reward tier which makes Deuce run a game that's nothing but speedsters.
Yeah, that's I like that idea. That's good.
Oh, yikes.
Let's make
know-
that happen.
Oops, all trauma.
Yep. Now I understand what Alex put you all through. So much pain. Don't worry, Bowman. I'll never let anyone hurt your women because they're going to make me play speedsters. But yeah, with that, I'll pass it to my good twin, Kevin.
Well, he's got the advertisements covered. Got the brooding covered. What else is there to say? No. Thanks for joining us. Oh, good. We're going back to shipping things again because I can't. This therapy costs too much. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. You can hang out with these cool people at Origins if you're going. And yeah, I'll kick it over to Jonesy and keep on brooding right over here in the corner.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. I had way too much fun, and I'm glad to not be a chicken anymore. So yay! With that, do all the things on social medias and stuff, and we really appreciate you checking out our stuff. And with that, I kick it over to Kat.
Hey guys, so they already said it all. I will just say that, contrary to popular belief, I am very glad to have both of our Kevins here with us. Even if one is a little bit grumpier than the other one.
But it's
I'm
not the
very
one you
glad that we have both
take.
of them. So
How very thin mint of you.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna pass it to Alex because I'm gonna keep laughing.
Well, I don't have it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you again for hanging out with us this evening. And we are looking forward to doing more nonsense next week. Hopefully Strahd's a good dinner host, and we'll see. But until then, please make good choices, take some time to play a game for yourself, and be good people. We'll see you next time.